Let's get started right away. 9. The Green Children of Woolpit. Some children showed up with green skin and refused to eat anything but raw beans. A 12th century English farmer was harvesting near some old wolf pits. He saw 2 children climb out of a hole. Quiet. Not scared. Their skin was green. Their clothes weren't local. And they didn't speak English. They didn't eat bread, meat, or vegetables. Only raw beans. The villagers of Woolpit took them in like forgotten tools from the field. The boy died soon after. Cause unknown. The girl survived, learned English, and said they came from St. Martin's Land. It was always twilight there. Everyone had green skin. For centuries, people called it a medieval fairy tale. Modern science thinks it was chlorosis, a kind of anemia that turns skin green when iron and food are missing. Their language might have been Flemish, spoken by migrants massacred nearby. The kids could have fled into the forest and gotten lost for days. The Twilight Land may have been the ruined villages hidden in deep woods. Her skin turned normal after regular food and sunlight. She married a local man and lived like nothing happened. No one remembers where they came from, or why they emerged from the ground. And the field kept growing crops like always. Number 8. The Ugogo of Flores, Indonesia. Some creatures were hunted to extinction for stealing food. Locals in Flores told stories of short, hairy, unclothed beings. They called them Ugogo, about 3 feet tall. Fast. Always hungry. They crept into villages at dusk to take food from storage. No one ever caught them. Just small footprints and mumbling in the bushes. Scientists dismissed it as folklore, until 2003, when tiny human skeletons were found in a cave. They named the species Homo floresiensis. The villagers still called them hobbits, 3 feet tall, long arms, small heads, used rocks to hunt. Some fossils dated to just 50,000 years ago, closer than anyone wanted. No clear extinction, just quiet disappearance. People still hear mumbling from the forest at night. Legend says Ugogo were hunted down after taking too much food. No one ever tried to talk to them, just footprints, and vanishing. They were small, hungry, and didn't understand food meant territory. No one knows who invaded who first. Number 7. The Amazon warriors. Some people lived and died with weapons in hand, and no one wrote it down. Ancient Greeks told of a tribe of warrior women on the edge of the world. They called them Amazons. Tall, skilled archers. Killed men like men. Men weren't allowed in their villages, except for reproduction. Storytellers weren't sure they were real, but the details never changed. Historians filed them with centaurs and myths, until the 1990s, when strange graves were dug up in the Russian steppes. They contained female skeletons, buried with bows, long spears, and horse bones. Some bones had healed fractures, battle injuries, and deformation from long riding. Carbon dating put them between 900 and 200 BCE. Same era as the Greek stories about Amazon battles. There were no names, just bone curvature and iron in the dirt. No letters, no crests, just weapons and bodies that did their job. The story is still called myth despite physical evidence. No one asked if they had a choice. Number 6. The Green Man of Pennsylvania. Some people only go outside at night to avoid being seen. In 1981, people near Pittsburgh called police about a glowing man. He walked alone along an old highway at night. Never spoke. Some called him a legend. Others sped up when they saw him. Police confirmed he was real. His name was Raymond Robinson. At age 8, he was electrocuted touching high-voltage wires on a bridge. He lost his eyes, nose, and one arm. His face drew stares any time he went out during the day. So he walked at night, when people were inside and lights were off. Moonlight on scarred skin made him faintly glow. People called him No-Face Charlie, or the Green Man. Some left beer and cigarettes on the roadside like they owed him something. Others screamed, threw things, and drove off like they saw a ghost. Raymond kept walking, every night, for decades, in silence. No major newspaper wrote about him while he was alive. He died in 1985, aged 74, in a small care center. People stopped seeing him after that. But the highway is still there. Number 5. The Kraken. Some creatures never surface, but still leave marks on whale flesh. For centuries, sailors told of a sea monster with tentacles large enough to sink ships. They called it the Kraken. Said it could wrap a ship 3 times before pulling it under. Modern minds called it superstition. Cabin fever at sea. Until a group of scientists started diving into the deep. They found a giant squid, longer than a school bus, living 900 meters down. It didn't glow, didn't scream, didn't destroy ships. It just swam past the camera and disappeared. The first footage took 400 hours and 100 dive missions. No one touched it. No one saw it eat. Still, it existed. It didn't fight ships. It fought sperm whales. Scientists found huge sucker marks on whales, some torn through skin. The whales also had scars, bite marks, spiral wounds, signs of struggle under pressure. No one knows how long the fight lasts, or who wins. The Kraken is real, but it doesn't need the surface to prove it, and it doesn't need to be remembered. Number 4. Wendigo, the starving demon. Some people eat human flesh once and never stop. Indigenous North Americans spoke of the Wendigo, a creature that used to be human. It ate human meat, then changed, then kept eating, but never felt full. The more it ate, the thinner it became. The thinner it became, the hungrier it got. It didn't die. At first, people used the story to scare children away from snowy forests. Later, scientists named a matching clinical condition. Wendigo psychosis, a craving for human flesh, even with normal meals. It appeared in isolated regions during severe winters. When food ran out, some ate others to survive. Some kept doing it even when food came back. In 1878, a man named Swift Runner killed and ate his entire family. Food was still available. No one made him do it. Modern psychiatry classifies it as a culture-bound syndrome. It only appears in certain communities, under specific conditions. Other people stay hungry and eat anyway. Number 3. The Mapinguari of the Amazon. Some creatures vanish from sight, but not from memory. Amazonian tribes spoke of the Mapinguari, a giant bipedal beast that smelled terrible. They said it looked like a sloth, but never hung from trees. It left large footprints, low growls, and a stink like a dead fridge. Most dismissed it as a fireside story to scare children from wandering. Then researchers found fossils of a giant ground sloth in South America. Not the sleepy zoo kind. This one was 20 feet tall and weighed like a pickup truck. It walked upright, had claws like butcher knives, and fur thick enough to grow bacteria. The youngest fossils were about 10,000 years old, still within range of oral memory. It didn't write, didn't speak, didn't leave notes about existing. Just stories, rot and broken bones and wet dirt. No one proved it's alive. No one proved it's dead. No one volunteered to go deeper into the forest to find out. It left no receipts. But smell doesn't need fossils to last. Number 2. The boiling river of the Amazon. Some rivers don't need poison or piranhas to kill you. Locals in the Amazon spoke of a river that could cook animals alive with its heat. It had no rapids, no whirlpools, no warning signs before you stepped in. The water boiled quietly, even during rain. People thought it was a myth. No volcano nearby. In 2011, a geologist named Andres Russo confirmed it was real. Its name is Shanai Timpishka. In local language, heated by the sun. But the sun didn't do that. The water was boiled from underground. Geothermal vents pushed scalding water through rocks into a quiet stream. Temperatures reached 91 degrees Celsius, enough to burn flesh in seconds. The river runs 6.5 kilometers, long enough for an animal to die multiple times while drifting. Some slipped in, struggled for a few seconds, then sank. Locals considered the place sacred, sometimes used for healing. There were no warning signs, no fences, no explanation for the heat. Just rocks, steam, and water doing what it does. Number 1. Rogue waves. Some things kill fast enough that no one survives to describe it. Sailors spoke of sudden waves twice the size of any others. They rose from calm seas, snapped ships in half, then vanished. No one believed them. No proof. Survivors rarely came back. Science called it trauma exaggeration, not worth research. On January 1st, 1995, the Dropner oil rig recorded a 25-meter wave in the North Sea. It rose among 12-meter swells. No storm, no quake. Data was clear. Equipment normal. No recording errors. Seconds later, it was gone. The sea looked untouched. Since then, satellites confirmed many solitary tsunamis around the world. Estimated odds, 1 in 10,000 waves. Rare enough to miss, frequent enough to exist. They happen when small waves align by chance. When timed perfectly, they form a single strike with no warning. Anywhere, anytime, any ocean. Not all missing ships met them, but some had no better explanation.